Alright. Look at that. Alrighty, so I don't want to stream for very long because I don't want this to be one of those 45-minute videos that turns into being 45 minutes just for an update, so I'm gonna try and keep it quick, try and keep it simple. So, this year, a lot has happened, and it's kind of crazy to think about all of it. But just to be honest, it is kind of crazy to think about everything that happened this year and everything caused by all of that happening. Hello. So, I'm gonna start out by finding something to prop my phone up. I will just use my business card holder for now. Alright, that looks good. So, as you can see, yes, I'm growing a mustache. So, the beginning of this year, I was pretty upset because of some stuff that was going on between me and my girlfriend at the time. And that was supposed to change because she was supposed to be coming back to school in January. But then I find out the day before we go back to school that she won't be coming back. And then on that first day of school, I was so depressed. I was so depressed. I had been depressed because I didn't know. I was depressed on the first day of school and every day after because I didn't know if she was coming to in person or not. And this was the beginning of our sophomore year, back in 2020. And I was depressed because of that, because she wasn't around. And I was genuinely happy that she was going to be coming back, and she was happy that I was happy. And then that happened, and yeah. Then I was super, super depressed. Like, I had to step out of class to text my mom, tell her how I felt. And when I wasn't responding because my teacher at the time, my 7th period, didn't let us use our phones in class, I wasn't responding. Hold on, just 1 second. Sorry about that. I just remembered something that I completely forgot. So, anyways, because I wasn't responding, my mom was like, "Are you okay? Do you need to go home?" And I was able to step out and finish talking to her. And
I said from the seat of your car.
I'm in the middle of something.
What are you doing?
I'm live streaming. I'm doing a talk. Jeez Louise. Okay, so, sorry about that. Semper Polis. Anyways, so, yeah, that was how my year started. I was depressed, and then my dad got COVID in February, and then we found out it was COVID, And then I was home for 2 weeks, and then I was the only one in the house that wasn't experiencing symptoms. And I spent most of my time during that time right here playing Minecraft with my friend Ryan, who is now going to school at University of Oklahoma to be a meteorologist, just like my friend Andre. Our friend Andre, actually. And in the middle of that, I get a text from my ex, well, my now ex, saying that looks like I'll be coming to school after all. But then at that point, it wasn't the same because, you know, like I had kind of learned to live with, I had kind of learned to live without her, and then she came back, and it was just like, when you want something for a long time, and then, the wanting it slowly fades away, and then you end up getting it anyway. It's just like it's not the same. It's not exciting. So yeah. And then we got into a lot of arguments, a lot of fights about communication, and we broke up in May. So yeah. And I'm not going to reveal who she is, but she caused me a lot of psychological problems from neglecting me all 15 months that we were together. She neglected me, she gaslit me because she wouldn't pay attention to me, she didn't want to hang out with me, she didn't want to go out, she didn't want to do anything. She was completely happy at home, playing her damn video games, while I was sitting here, feeling all lonely, missing her. And, after a certain amount of time had passed, I was just like, you know what, this is not going to get better. I gotta move on. So I did. And, like, I felt so much better after I had done that. But then when summer hit and I was alone a lot again, it really, really came back to me. My God, I was so depressed because being alone is not good for me. And I knew that from the previous year. And being single now, I thought it would make a difference, but it didn't. And that made me get up and go get a job. So I applied to a couple places. I applied to Quick Trip, which I actually have 3 gift cards for now because of my aunt and my uncle both gave me them, and then my dad gave me one too, so I got like $100 of gift cards. Not gonna say where I have them, but yeah. I applied there. I failed the test, so I couldn't apply again for another 30 days. And then I applied at Sonic. And little did I know, they were understaffed and they were hiring all jobs, all positions, all shifts. So the operating leader reached out to me. He emailed me. I go in there for an interview after canceling the first one because I got RSV, which I then got 2 months later. It was like almost exactly 2 months later. I got RSV right at the beginning of August. I'm not sure where I got it from. I swear it was from planting the damn bluebonnets, but I'm not sure. And then I got it again in very early October. So, yeah, if you've never had RSV before, it is absolutely terrible. You start off with a mildly sore throat, and then you get really sore throat, and then it goes to your nose, then you get a fever, and then, like, you can't breathe through your nose when you sleep, so it's impossible to sleep, at least for me, because I can't stand breathing through my mouth. My mouth will get dry very, very quickly. Like, bone dry. It's bad. But yeah, when I ended up going to the interview, rescheduling for the interview, and I ended up getting the job. And then the next weekend he had me come in to do training, so I was there for like 2 hours doing, just some training on their computer there. And then I started August 15th, just a couple days after I started school, which was really, really early to start school. Like, it was ridiculous. And then, yeah, I loved it from there. Like, I love working at Sonic, it's great. And then, the day before my birthday, September 12th, I got moved up to a car hop. And I liked it for a while. I did kind of like car hopping. But then, one of my coworkers contacted me on Instagram out of nowhere after a dispute happened between me and another coworker, which I am not going to discuss because that's a private matter, that's civil. And she basically said that what I did was messed up and that I don't do anything to help the team when I'm at work because I'm a really bad worker. And I was thinking to myself, well, considering that she hasn't worked on the same shift as me for over a month, I don't know why she still thinks that I'm like that. And even to this day, I still have not worked with that person. If I said her, me too. I'd say that person. So, yeah. Then I wanted to shift over from car hop, and then I had to jump through hoops to get moved into the kitchen because I wanted to go into the kitchen because that's where, a lot of the fun happens. We have fun in the kitchen. We have fun in Sonic in general, but not too much fun, I have gotten reprimanded before, and, it's usually no big deal. It happens to everyone. But, you do need to have a filter, and you gotta consider your audience whenever you're doing something. So, yeah. And then I got moved to actually before that, before I got moved to kitchen, back in September, just after my 17th birthday, band was starting to stress me out a ton. Oh my god, it was awful. Band was stressing me out so much that I was ready to drop it so I could transfer to the secondary school in my district. And while that didn't happen right away, I did get pulled from band. So I got pulled from band the week of my birthday, and that was the end of me being in band. I got moved to a 0-hour work time, and then even that wasn't helping. That didn't help at all, because I was still in the same school with the same people that put me down while I was in band. So being out of band wasn't enough. So in addition to quitting band, which I never thought that I would ever do, I also did something that I also thought I would never do. I transferred to Allison Steele. And now I have gotten 4.5 credits, and I'm a senior. I'm a senior, and I started this school year off as a junior. Pretty crazy. So, as you can imagine, things are going great for me there. It's so much smaller of a school, because Byron Steele, there's like 2,000 students there. There was just way too much going on there. And then I went to Allison, and there's like 120 kids, and that's it. And it's split into morning and afternoon, and I go to the morning classes, so that way I can work in the afternoon. That way I can have more time, instead of, going to school for the afternoon session from 12 to 4, and, not being able to work as long. So, I usually go to school from 8:30 to 12:30, and then I go to work from there. I just go straight to work. Well, Mondays and Fridays is when I go to work during the during school weeks, regular school weeks. So yeah, I go. Sometimes I'm scheduled at 1 p.m., so I just gotta I gotta go straight to work. Maybe get a car wash, but most of the time I do actually get a car wash and then go to work. But yeah, things are going great there. I love it so much more, and there are actually a couple people there that I know, and some that I knew like a really, really long time ago, including someone that I had a falling out with. I saw her there because she was having her meeting to transfer there. She didn't end up making it, and she ended up unblocking me and contacting me because she saw me there. And now we're cool. So yeah, just pretty much a lot of things happened this year. A lot of good things, a lot of bad things. Unlike 2020, where it was mostly bad things. I think getting into the relationship that I was in was the bad thing, because that was what sent me on my downward spiral. If it weren't for that, that last year probably wouldn't have turned out the way that it did. And this year, I ended the relationship that I had gotten into last year. That hurt me. It was painful for me, all 15 months that I was in it. And now I'm not in that. And, in July, the day after I passed my driver's test and became licensed, your boy's licensed, that's right, the day after that happened, I went with my friend to the Embassy Suites to work with him for a day. And that was a lot of fun. That was so much fun. And my outro of the elevators going up and down, that is actually from that building. That's from that building, from the machine room. So yeah, I did a time lapse, and he loved that video. You got video of all 3 cars moving, and it was amazing. That was a great day for me. I ended up getting some more things from there. I got 2 more call buttons, and then I also got this COP right here, which I wired up with Christmas lights, of course. So yeah, I also took the service cabinet out of it and I put it up here. This is what controls my lanterns and stuff. If y'all want a video on this, let me know. I absolutely will make a video on it. I got actual end cans in there, so turn that off. But yeah, you can see there's a lot of little things to play around with on this. The fan. Just really cool stuff altogether. And I don't know how many of you know I have one of these. But yeah, it's there. Then I also got this. And these are all things that happened this year. I got this panel this year. I got this stuff this year, along with this and this. I got 3D printer for my birthday, just before I quit band. I made this the other day, after I made this light diffuser for this over here, because this is way too bright, and it's still freaking bright. I got Otis touch tubes. I made this. Lots of good came out of this year, and I'm really thankful. I'm also really glad that I have all the people that I have supporting me. Because this year, it was definitely an interesting one. a lot happened, as I keep saying. But I had endless amounts of support from my family and friends. I'm really thankful for that. And a couple days ago, I got my own copy of the Bible. And it's a self-study too. And one of the quotes that I live off from this is from Isaiah. If I just find it. So, I don't know if I will be able to find it. Leviticus 18:22 is not true. Don't listen to that one. But, wow, I literally cannot find it. But yeah, it's Isaiah chapter 11, verse 55. And a lot of the Psalms are really good too. So, oh, I found Isaiah. So, ever since I found this, I've been living like it's been saying to. Or is it chapter 55, verse 11? I don't even know. That's embarrassing. But regardless, yes, it is 55:11. So is my word that goes out from my mouth. It will not return to me empty, but will accomplish what I desire and achieve with purpose, for which I sent it. You will go out in joy and be led forth in peace. The mountains and hills will burst into song before you, and all the trees of the field will clap their hands. Instead of the thorn bush will grow the pine tree, and instead of briars, the myrtle will grow. This will be for the Lord's renown, for an everlasting sign, which will not be destroyed. That's Isaiah chapter 55, verse 11. And something I discovered from my friend Andrew, who y'all probably know as Diesel Ducey, is when you are in times of despair and uncertainty, have a good relationship with God. And I thank God every single day for everything that He has blessed me with. Because things have really been turning around. And I hope they continue to. I look forward to the adventures that this next year brings me, as I will be graduating high school. And going into the workforce to be an elevator technician. And I want to thank all of you who've supported me on YouTube and on Instagram. If it weren't for the overwhelming support that I had from my family, my friends, and everyone in between, I would not be where I am today. I would still be in school, struggling, would probably be in bands, where I'm stressed, and I would just, I can't even imagine. I cannot imagine what I would be like right now. I would be a mess, to say the very least. But either way, this is where I am now. This is how I am. And I couldn't be more thankful. it was definitely an interesting year. I saw a lot of interesting things. I met a lot of interesting people. I met Matt from GPGPDAF, and I met Steven from Anasol 2201. Those are the channels that they run. And I also stepped away from the elevator community. I stepped away from the elevator enthusiast community. I moved on from that too. I moved away from a lot of things this year. I cut off a lot of people because I just want to be done with school. I just want to be done with school and get out so I can start my career. Because I think that's what everyone should be wanting to do. I also, after I quit band, I started playing bass. You can see my bass up here on the wall. I got the amp for it literally today in the mail, but I don't have a cable that will fit into the bass and the amp, so I gotta go get one. But no matter what you're going through, there's a way to get through it. No matter what. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, because you are with me. That's a verse from Psalm 23. And I've discovered from Andrew, if you have a good relationship with God, that he can also, he'll do you a lot of good. God is not ignorant and God is not stupid. He sees every person in this world. And he cares about every single person in this world. So, whatever you want to do, whether you want to pray for yourself, your family, your friends, or a stranger, or just some random person, he'll honor it to the best of his ability. So, that was my year. That was 2021 for me. I'm glad that I have everything that I do, not just, elevator parts, because there's way more to life than all this behind me. I finished my PC too. I finished that up, and I got 2 screens that you're sitting under. But I can't express how thankful I am to everyone that stuck with me. And more importantly, I gotta give a special shout out to Andrew Reams, Diesel Ducey, Steven, DAF1, Dover Elevator Fan 1, and Matt from GPGPDAF. And speaking of Andrew, he's texting me right now, so I will have to respond to him in just a minute. But it's always a good time hanging out with all of you. And if it weren't for Andrew, I probably wouldn't be anywhere close to the position that I am today. Andrew's an inspiration, and he's a huge role model. And he's someone that I think everyone should be looking up to. And I want to get him to 100,000 subscribers really soon. He's at over 90,000 right now. So I think it would be a great gift to get him to 100,000 and get him that play button that he's always wanted. And I also have a gift for him for when he reaches 100,000 subscribers. I'm not gonna say what it is, but people who know me know what it's gonna be. So, again, I want to give y'all big thanks for all the feedback and continuing to watch my videos, especially the shorts that I did that got a lot of views, like the Dies Irae and the video of Goose eating the pizza crust. That one exploded overnight, literally. And I was just like, what happened? Wow. Thank y'all for doing that. It really sparked me up. And that's what being a YouTuber is all about. It's not about money. It's just about putting your uniqueness into the content that you create. Because no matter what, as long as you have a good story, no matter how bad the video quality is, how bad the editing is, as long as you can tell a good story, people will love the video. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters but story. Story is king. So, as I sign off, I want to thank y'all again. Just one more time. And let's have a better year next year. Alright? Y'all think you can do that for me? Y'all go out. Y'all do what you love. I'm gonna go do what I love when I graduate high school. And I highly encourage that y'all do the same. So, for the last time this year, I'm going to be ending the stream. So, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching after the fact. And I hope y'all have a happy new year. I'll talk to y'all soon. I love you guys.